If this works out, this changes everything for the Rams at very important positions on the defense side of the football. We're talking about the cornerback position, and we're also talking about the linebacker position. We're talking about two players that are looking pretty solid so far in OTAs. We'll discuss all that and much more on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now, as roughly 73.2% of you guys are watching videos, but you're still not subscribed to the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. So do me a favor. Press the subscribe button so you don't miss any daily Rams content here at the Rams Digest. I'm feeling a little better. Sorry if I sound a little sick still, but I am feeling a lot better from my sickness. So I'm ready to be back here, make another daily Rams video for you guys. And today we're talking about cornerback one loading ? We're also talking about another position in a second, but we're talking about a very intriguing player. I think last year Rams fans, the Rams in general, were interested in seeing once this player was picked up and put onto the Rams roster. What could this player really become for the Rams? Last year wasn't too much yet, but maybe still there's some hope there at the cornerback position. We're talking about former first-round pick hoping to revitalize career. He's turning heads at Los Angeles Rams OTAs. This comes to us from our folks at ADZ Sports. They're discussing how Emanuel Forbes Jr. is already turning some heads a little bit at OTAs, making some solid plays. I mean, former first-round pick, former first-round talent. You obviously are taking a player like that and seeing, hey, they do have some talent there. What can we do to make sure we tap into that untapped potential that has not really happened yet in his NFL career? So when it comes to Emanuel Forbes, I think that's where a lot of people are excited to see. We're hearing from Sean McVay what he had to say about him at OTAs. He says today was the first step, but you can see even when he's responding to questions, what he's showing in the walkthroughs, even watching him in some full speed settings today, you see the ability in some of these, in the individual drills, the movements, the ability to get in and out of breaks and things like that, and then the length and the ball skills to be able to pick the ball off. Those are big deals. So I don't have the stats pulled up to see what he's doing in OTAs. I also don't really think stats and OTAs really matters. But if you're hearing Sean McVay say, hey, look, you're seeing the length. You're seeing him get in and out of breaks. You're seeing him pick the ball off, right? I mean, maybe it's a couple interceptions or at least one interception on the day. So there's ball skills there. You're seeing the length come into play. You're seeing him maybe get his hands on some passes. We're seeing some positive things from Emanuel Forbes. And I think this is one of the players that is a very sneaky kind of can really turn around this cornerback room if he becomes that first-round talent that back in Washington they thought he could be, if he can go back to his obviously star college type of playing days, then obviously that would be very important for the Rams at the cornerback position. We know that is arguably one of the weakest positions for the Rams. No offense to anybody in that room right now, but it is one of the weaker positions for the Rams on a pretty solid defense. You want this defense to go from solid to good, hopefully even great, while I think the cornerback position, figuring that out sooner rather than later, is one of the important keys. If Emanuel Forbes can step into that cornerback 2, maybe even 1 role, and he's playing heavy in games, then obviously you are putting out a very talented roster all around for the defensive side of the ball. We have to wait and see what Emanuel Forbes can do during the preseason and whatnot, but good things coming out of OTA so far. Another update on another position, the cornerback position for the Rams. So we'll wait and see on that. How do you guys feel about Emanuel Forbes? Are you hoping he can kind of turn into the star player we hoped he could be one day, or do you kind of think the Rams are kind of going to have to move on to someone else sooner rather than later? Let me know in the comment section down below. Moving on from that, we're talking about cornerback 1 loading. Does that mean LB1, linebacker 1 loading as well? We've been talking about the Rams having a couple weaknesses, things that they did not really address in the offseason. When you talk about what they do have at those positions, cornerback, linebacker, well, there are still some potential players out there who can get some shine, obviously get opportunities to shine early in their careers. We're talking about this young Rams defender who could be the team's breakout summer star. This comes to us from Tyler Greenawalt of the Rams Wire, clearly talking about Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker we've been discussing, right? We said he could be, once he was drafted, hey, this could be a sleeper pick. I also talked about a couple of months ago, right, when the Rams signed Nate Landman, right? A lot of people were like, well, Josh, this is just a back-end piece. This is a depth piece. Well, the Rams don't have any depth. So whether it's Chris Paul Jr. or Nate Landman or everyone's favorite Troy Reeder, one of those guys, or maybe all of those guys, are going to play heavy snaps for the Rams out of necessity. I mean, who else is going to play aside from Omar Speights alongside Omar Speights, who else is going to play at the linebacker position. That is the concern, and that is what I was saying. When you sign Nate Landman, hey, look out for this guy. He may make some plays for you because he has to make some plays for you because the Rams are forcing these guys to play heavy a lot of snaps early in their career. So we're hoping Chris Paul Jr. can become that. Here's what we're hearing out of OTAs. It seems like this comes to us from Bleacher Report's Alex Ballantyne. He says, sometimes a summer breakout comes at the intersection of talent, timing, and opportunity. Paul slid to the third day of the draft, but his landing spot is going to give him an opportunity to shine right away. The Rams have a clear need for more juice in the linebacking core, and Paul is one of the few options who can bring it. It might not take long for that to start to show. So, I mean, obviously, Alex Ballantyne here is kind of really more talking about that perspective of, hey, look, the Rams need him to play. They need him to play early, and so obviously, the Rams are going to hope that he's successful, but also it may start to show very early the reason why people were calling him a sleeper early during, we're talking about the draft process right now. When he fell to the 5th round, some people were saying, hey, that might be a steal for the Rams. Well, he's going to have a really good opportunity to prove that early in his NFL career. Again, OTA is now happening right now. Hopefully shining there, but obviously moving into the preseason, we're going to have to see what that looks like, and obviously the Rams are going to get a really good opportunity to see what that ends up looking like early in his rookie year. You guys let me know how you feel about Chris Paul Jr. Do you think he could be that star linebacker 1 for you guys, or do you think that, hey, look, that's a little bit risky, relying on a 5th round pick to start for you? Again, it's either going to be Nate Landman, Troy Reeder, or Omar. I mean, obviously Omar Speights is going to be in there, but Nate Landman, Troy Reeder, Chris Paul Jr., one of those guys is going to have to step up. Who will it be? You give me your decision down below in the comment section down below. I just said that twice. I don't know why. Moving on from that, trivia of the day, my favorite part of the episode, where I ask a trivia question. You give your trivia guesses down below in the comment section. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, give a shout out on the next episode. Last episode, trivia of the day, was this question here. Who holds the record for most career rushing yards as a Ram? We did have a couple people playing along at home. Actually, quite a bit of you guys commented down below, so I appreciate everybody we're about to shout out. If you want to shout out just like these few folks coming up shortly, go ahead and play along with today's trivia of the day coming up in just a few minutes. Last episode, we had these people guess along. We had Floyd saying Steven Jackson, but by no means is he the best Rams running back of all time. T1 saying Steven Jackson is the all-time leading rusher for the Rams and Rams history. Mr. Slicklove saying Steven Jackson. We had Jay Jones saying Jackson, most career yards. Mike Romero saying Steven Jackson. Michael saying D. We had multiple choices, and he's obviously was referring to Steven Jackson here. We had Max saying Steven Jackson. We also had some more guesses here. We had Len saying Jackson, dude was a beast. We had Alex saying Jackson, thumbs up. We had Brian B saying Jackson is the man. Steven Jackson is the man. We had the real J. Will saying the man, the Steven Jackson. We had Mike saying Steven Jackson, and we had Glider saying Steven Jackson. So shout out to all of you folks here for playing along with last episode's trivia of the day. The answer for the trivia of the day, if it wasn't obvious, is Steven Jackson again. So I appreciate all of you guys for playing along at home. Again, if you guys want to shout out just like this on the next episode of the Rams Digest that I am on, go ahead and give your guesses with today's trivia of the day down below in the comment section. I appreciate all of you guys for guessing. Steven Jackson, leading the rusher in Rams NFL history. Today's trivia of the day, sorry, I blanked for a second, is this question here. Who was the head coach for the Rams right before Sean McVay took over? I'm not going to give multiple choice options for this one. So you guys have to go ahead, don't Google it, don't look it up off the top of your head. Who was the head coach for the Rams right before Sean McVay took over? Let me know your guesses down below in the comment section. No multiple choice options. I want you guys to use your own pools here. We may have to pull some random trivia coming up soon. I'll be doing a lot of strictly Rams trivia, but I'm running out of interesting trivia questions. So we're going to go back to maybe general NFL trivia pretty soon. But again, this one, to challenge you guys a little bit, who was the head coach for the Rams right before Sean McVay took over? Again, no multiple choice options. Give your guesses down below. Don't Google it. Don't cheat. Let's have some fun. And we'll give you a shout out on the next episode, whether you're right or whether you're wrong. Just give your guesses down below in the comments. I'm sounding worse and worse as I keep talking, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking here. And that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any daily Rams content. That's going to do it for me. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and I am out.